pay for your room tonight? $150, $120, or $99. It's the same room with the same service, just different prices. It's really up to you. Well, nobody ever asks you this at the hotel reception, do they? But this is exactly what Trivago does for you. Trivago often shows you the price if you book directly with the hotel, as well as prices from more than 200 different websites. Trivago just compares. The choice is up to you. Hotel, Trivago.
With 20 metres of jumbo wrap for only $3.99. It's more the merrier this Christmas at Aldi.
Within simplicity lies an intricate depth. Depth in every detail. Experience what lies within.
Head to the Big Red Building for 6 big brands across 3 days. Never to be seen show deals across all businesses on site. 3 days only at New Age Caravan. The Big Red Building at the end of the M1 Ferris wheel.
When your Lazyboy Furniture Gallery is having a birthday, they don't just cut the cake, they cut the prices. Save up to 50% store-wide. Almost everything Lazyboy. Horton's Lazyboy Furniture Galleries, Katara and Rutherford. Live life comfortably.
Waiting for a train to pass might cost you a few minutes of your time. But consider what you could lose if you avoid signals and don't stop. Authorised by the New South Wales Government, Sydney.
The winning appliances Fridge-a-thon. Incredible pricing on refrigeration and enter and you could win one of 10 wine cabinets. Shop in store and online at winningappliances.com.au.
Stark's got $300 cash back for spending $1,000 on a new compact low-rate Mastercard. Don't miss it. Stark shouts the snacks. Nicely played. $300 cash back with compact you can.
What do I like most about our Kluger? Its interior. From its panoramic view monitor to the tilt and slide moonroof. I can't get enough of it.
Toyota Kluger. Built for families. Designed for attention. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Tonight on 9, the final elimination. Who goes through to the grand final? All new family food fight. Then behind the scenes with you two on 60 Minutes. Followed by all new Australian crime stories.
The grim truth about Britain's only Nazi concentration camp could be lost forever if a controversial infrastructure project goes ahead. Prisoners' graves are at risk of being dug up because of plans to run an electricity cable through an island off the coast of England. Seb Costello reports.
The only SS concentration camp on British soil, and very few people know about it. They should leave the area. It's just disrespectful. We should honour the dead. This is the greatest crime of any sort that's ever been perpetrated on British soil.
It's one of the last mysteries of World War II, and the truth is hidden on an island just 5 kilometres long. Alderney is British territory near the coast of France, but in 1940 it was taken by Hitler, who built the island with Jews, Russians and Poles and forced them to carry out the German plans. As the war raged on, the Nazis began to fortify Alderney against a possible beach-based attempt by the Allies to reclaim it. This is the largest structure built during the occupation, a tank wall that stretches almost the entire length of a beach on the eastern side of the island. Slave labourers were kept in camps. The appalling conditions included humiliating open-air toilet blocks. Nazi policy was to work these people until they died, but the exact number to be killed on Alderney is the subject of fierce debate.
There were at least 40,000 people killed on that one tiny little Channel Island. 40,000.
Colonel Richard Kemp is a former commander of British troops in Afghanistan. His recent research into the Nazi atrocities on Alderney is at odds with local historians.
So many people have been saying that 40,000 were brought over to be exterminated, which is absolute tosh.
These pillars stood at the entrance to Lager Sylt, the only camp on the island that was run by the SS, the corps that started life as Hitler's personal bodyguard, only to become the administrators of concentration camps around Europe. This is the site of the only concentration camp to ever operate on British soil. The true death toll lies beneath this field, where aerial photographs from the 1940s suggest there may be mass graves. But as recent calls came for a proper investigation, a local scandal erupted. In 2015, the then council signed on to a project to link the electricity grids of France and Britain. The France-Albany-Britain link, or FAB, was signed without public approval and would run a cable right through any gravesite. Is it possible that Nazi victims still remain underneath this field?
Oh, very much so.
And this is the field where the electricity cable is proposed to run through.
Absolutely.
Construction is slated to start next year, and FAB says they will set out a protocol for dealing with the discovery of any human remains. But that isn't enough for Britain's Jewish community.
The place that they're resting on the common is the last thing they've got, where their bones are resting. Why should we disturb them to make a few bob?
A coalition of locals has also formed to halt the project. They believe the field may one day become a memorial and hope that the full history of this island doesn't stay buried forever. In Albany, Seth Costello, NBN News.
Skyrocketing bills are a right pain in the wallet, but it could soon be easier to find a better deal. The federal government is promising new laws to help consumers ditch banks, phone or energy companies that are charging too much.
In an age where information is power, our biggest companies have made the most of it. Through our data, they know just about everything about us.
It makes them very much an onus on you to go and check things out and shop around a little bit. But without the right data, it makes it a bit difficult as well.
The federal government is promising to change that, giving consumers power over their own information.
They get control. They get to enter into the plans that suit them best, and that will deliver them savings and better services.
Legislation next year will force companies to give consumers access to their banking, phone, energy and insurance transactions to improve competition.
To make it easier for consumers to switch to the plan that suits them.
Our consumer watchdog describes it as a game changer.
It could save consumers hundreds of dollars in each of electricity, telecommunications, banking, insurance.
There is an added important benefit to this reform. By getting access to all of your transactions and other data, you'll be able to see whether there are any sneaky hidden charges that you may be paying you didn't know about.
Are you being charged more than you think you are by one company, whereas if you move to another company, you're not being charged for that? So that's again